back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sahara Coleman. Today's video is going to be all about the new Profusion collection mixed in with some oldies but goodie Profusion palettes that I also have. So let's get started. Right, to begin, I have the box right here. I bought a couple of different palettes. The Shimmers palette, and this comes with 10 shades for $5. And they are all shimmers. I'm gonna peel off the plastic so you guys can see it better. So here is how the palette looks. It's so beautiful. So the next two palettes that I have are the chocolate and siennas palettes. Let's see, my lighting is like getting in the way, but let me just show you guys one at a time. So I had to get this palette, of course, because of the warm tones. I don't have many like cranberry berry type of shades like this, so I had to get them. They're perfect for the crease. And this is a 21 eyeshadow palette with a dual-ended sided brush for $10. When you open it up, and it has like this beautiful holographic, I think they all have like that beautiful holographic packaging. When you open it up, here is how the palette looks, and I'm also going to take the plastic off of it. So here is how this beautiful palette looks, and they all have names. That's what I noticed about Profusion, is all of their palettes always come with names, which is so good. So like when you're doing your videos and your eye looks, you could say, well, I'm gonna go in with the shade called Bite. All right, so here is how the brush looks. It kind of looks like a Morphe brush, how it's set up, but it comes with a fluffy side, perfect for blending products in the crease, and then a flat side, perfect for applying shades to the lid. And the next palette is called the Chocolates palette. Same setup, 21 shades with a dual-ended brush for $10. I'm telling you guys, like these shades right here, like this whole row right here is like just perfect, like the most beautiful pops of shades for a palette. And these palettes, all of these palettes that I have that I'm going to show you now, this was from their holiday collection in December of 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So here is the first palette. This is the blush and bronze palette. You get 9 blush and bronzer shades for $10, including a little flat brush. I think this is perfect. Oh my gosh. I think a brush like this is like perfect for contouring the cheekbones and the nose and maybe adding some highlighter. But for blush and bronzer, I don't think that this would be like a, I don't know. And here is how that blush and bronze palette looks. These shades are so beautiful, and I would definitely say that these two bronzer shades, this one right here, this is the medium bronzer and this is the light bronzer. The medium bronzer actually showed up on my skin tone, which I was really shocked about, because when you look at it in the palette, it looks so light, but it actually showed up really good. Strobe and Glow palette, also $10. So when you open this palette up, you get 9 highlighters and a brush, not blush. And I know a lot of people would say, see a palette like this and say like, oh well, I don't need all of these shades, so I feel like that would be a waste of money. But guys, there is like no limit to makeup. You can just use these as eyeshadows too if you can't use them all as highlighters. So keep that in mind when you're talking about a palette that has too many highlighter shades in there that wouldn't work on your skin. And just a quick thing, since I'm on this subject of Profusion makeup, I also have a couple of other palettes that I have used from Profusion too that I really love. Excellent quality, pigmented, and for an excellent price. So I'm going to show you guys those now. So the first palette is the Sultry palette. I am obsessed with this palette. This was also part of their holiday collection, and $10 for, why is everything dropping? 24 eyeshadows actually. This came with a couple of more eyeshadows. So 24 eyeshadows with a dual-ended brush, which is just like the other one. The last two palettes that I have, which was also part of their holiday collection, that's when everything, like, that's when they really stepped their game up with their holiday collection. Because if you guys remember, Profusion is like, when you go into like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Ross, you always see them in a tin packaging. But I feel like for their holiday collection, they really stepped their palette game up, and their palettes just look so beautiful. So in this palette, it came like a set, but I actually threw the box that it came in away. But you got this eyeshadow palette. It's called the Amber palette, I think. It doesn't say the name on it. It said it in the packaging. But this was a 9 matte and metallic eyeshadow palette. And it comes with an excellent quality size mirror in these beautiful shades. The reason I'm keeping the plastic on that one is because these kind of have like a vanilla smell to it. I want to keep that sealed in. So in this collection, you got a Profusion black eyeliner pencil. And you also got a eyeshadow primer that matches the color of the palette. It's rose gold. So in this Profusion palette, this was the smoky palette. And this one here are how these shades look. And in that collection, you got, the top just came off. You got the black eyeliner pencil, same type of pencil as the other one. And you also got a primer that matches the top. It's silver. Alright, so I just swatched the Shimmers palette, and this palette feels so smooth to the touch. I only had to swirl one time and then swipe, and it just had so much pigmentation to it. So here are how the shades pigmented and beautiful, and they swatch so smoothly. None of them are patchy or chalky or powdery. So I only swatched a couple of shades out of the Sienna's palette. So far, I will say that some of them are pigmented. Most of them you do have to build them up. I feel like these are a little bit more, how should I say, a little bit more chalky or a little bit less pigmented, but they are buildable. As you can see, like you can see like some swipes where I had to go in a couple more times, especially with that mustardy type of shade. I really wanted that to be really pigmented, but so I've just done some swatches, just a couple, and the chocolates palette, just the shades that really catch my attention, like these. It's like the same thing as the Sienna's palette. You did have to build them up. As you can see, it's kind of like patchy a little bit, but I feel like with most of these shades, they're probably going to be best applied using like Fix Plus spray to really build it up on your eyes. But they are really beautiful and you can build them up. This shade, I don't know if you guys can see the little specks and shimmers in there. I feel like that's like a pressed glitter, which I really love. First, I'm actually going to get started on the face part. I'm going to start off with this bronzer shade right here. This is the medium bronzer. It's like, should I do swatches of these? But I feel like I'm just like taking forever with these swatches. See how that shows up? Like when you look and something, oh, is this? I'm like, something smells really good. But see, like when it's in the palette, it's nothing like that. But then when you put it on your face, you can actually see the pigmentation. I think I may try these two blushes right here. They're a little bit more toned down compared to the other blushes, and since I don't know what looks I'm doing, I want to stay away from the bright tones. Alive and Lush. These shades are so pretty. Let me just swatch a couple of them. Look how pretty those shades are. Some of them are like duochrome, so they're like really pretty shades. So I'm gonna go in, I just feel like mixing all of them together, but I'm gonna go in with Glazed. These are kind of like shimmery, like really shimmery. Like the shimmers go onto the palette. And it's really pretty. Alright, I'm done. So you have to be careful. Now, that's how you strobe and glow. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the Sienna's palette, and I know most of the time you guys know, like, I love to do like one colorful look on this side and one on this side, but I'm gonna I'm gonna use just one palette at a time this time. Just use the Profusion eyeshadow primer. Both of the eyeshadow primers are the same. They're like a clear base. They blend into nothing. And this eyeshadow primer does really get tacky. You guys know, like, I just don't like using clear eyeshadow primers. They have the tackiness there, but it's just, they don't give you that coverage that you need in that blank canvas. And I feel like, especially if you are of a deeper complexion, the eyeshadows may not pop as much. So it's always best to go in with a concealer, in my opinion. I think, like, when using primers, eyeshadow primers, it's always best to like set the crease, because that's the area where you're going to be blending in the shades. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and set the crease with the shade Polite. That's like a white bone, like bone tone shade. And I'm going to use the Profusion eyeshadow brush, the flat side, just to set it. No, I'm going to use the blending side just to set it. Set it and forget it. And I'm just setting the crease part where I'm going to be blending in the shades. Exclusive, and apply that to the brow bone. Alright, so of course, to start, you already know I'm going to start with the mustardy shade. I have to use that shade on my eyes just to see. To keep the pigmentation as much as possible, it's always best to tap first, then go in and buff out the edges. So that's what I'm going to do now, just tap it in. And see, as you build it up, you get the pigmentation. I'm going to go into the orangey tone shade called Dynasty and apply that into the crease too. Madly, this deeper berry shade, and apply that deeper into the crease as well. The shade called Bite. I really want to use that cranberry shade and just apply that over the lid. I'm going to use the brush first without spraying it just to see how pigmented it is. I'm going to go ahead and just start on the lower lash line, and I'm pretty much going to do the same thing I did to the top, to the bottom. That's what I like to do. So to shade Exclusive again and apply that into the inner corner. Alright, so Exclusive looks really pretty in the inner corner. So I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do the other eye, apply some falsies, and then I'll be back on camera to show you guys the finished look for the Sienna's palette. Alright, so this is the final look. So I will say on this side, because I had already went in with all the shades on this side, I feel like the crease in this is not, like, you can't really see the transition between all the shades over here because of that. But so far, this is how the shades are looking. Alright, so I just threw on a lip. I will go ahead and go onto the Chocolates palette, but so far I will say that the other Profusion palettes that I have are a lot better than this one. They're more pigmented, more smooth, better to work with. This doesn't look too bad. I feel like it did give me a little bit more of a hard time to like try to blend it out. It doesn't look bad at all to me. What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and let's move on to the Chocolates palette. So I just went ahead, had to go back in with some more concealer and highlighter and powder because I took it off all underneath here when I was trying to take the eyeshadow off. Guys, that eyeshadow was not budging. I don't know if it was from the eyeshadow primer or if it was just the eyeshadow itself, but that eyeshadow was not budging. Like, can you guys see how red my eyes are? Like, that eyeshadow was not coming off. but I should have just went in with some coconut oil. I went in with a makeup wipe, but anyway. So now I'm gonna, like I did in the other one, I'm not gonna use the brush that comes in the palette. I'm gonna use my own brushes just to see if that also helps make a difference, because sometimes the brushes that they give you don't always work well. Using the Profusions eyeshadow primer once again. No, I shouldn't be doing this again since I gave me such a hard time to get it off before. That was crazy. I really want to use this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. I'm going to use all 4 of them. Is that bad that I want to use all 4 of them at once? 5 of them, actually. 5. I wonder, is there any way that I can use all 5 of them at once? Alright, so I think I'm going to start off with the shade called Fuse and apply that throughout the crease with a fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M501 brush. I usually use this brush as a highlighter, but I'm going to use it as a crease brush. Alright, I don't think that's the right brush. I'm going with this Morphe one. This is the, I don't know, this came in a pack. To tone this shade down a little bit, I think I'm going to go on top of it with the shade Likeable. Yeah, that does help to soften it up. There is fallout from this, but I don't care. Like, fallout is not a big deal to me. You can just do your eye makeup before or apply extra powder just so it doesn't fall down and smudge. I think I'm going to go in with the shade Quest and apply that in the crease too. I hope this comes out right. I should go ahead and cut the crease, but I don't think I want to. Oh my gosh, I don't know what shades to use. Okay, let me just swatch them on my fingers right quick. So we have Blitz, Throne, Wicked, and Cypress. Alright, I don't think I want to do Throne. It's kind of plain. I want to do one of these. Okay, I don't know. Oh, okay, Blitz. Let's do Blitz on the lid. Since this is like a glittery shade, I think I'm just going to try to apply it with my finger. Ooh. That is so pretty. It has like gold, green, like shimmery flecks in it. I really wanted to use these shades. Could I put this green somewhere? Could I do it? Or should I just not do it? I don't think I should do it because I feel like I'm gonna mess it up if I do it. Like, can you guys see how pretty that looks? Yeah, that's really pretty. Alright. I think I'm gonna just go back in and kind of blend these shades together. As I'm blending, I can see the shimmers coming off and going onto my face. So yeah, definitely to get them to stick, I feel like just go in with some Fix Plus. So again, I'm pretty much just going to do to the lower lash line what I did to the top. I tell you guys, like, most people think that mascara getting into your eye is bad. No, eyeshadow particles getting into your eye, that's bad. That pain. Cypress to the waterline. I'm telling you guys, there's like no pain like eyeshadow going into your eye. It's like, dang. Well, in my eye. I think I'm gonna go in with Joy in the inner corner. I think the shade Joy kind of goes with the shades in here. You see how like the colors, like the gold specks kind of go in with Joy, so I think that was a good option. Maybe I'll just apply a little bit in the brow bone. That looks good. So I'm gonna go off camera. What's going on? I'm gonna go off camera, do the other eye, apply some lashes, and I'll be back to give you my final thoughts on this palette as well. So I was over here looking for my Studio Ardell Demi Wispy lashes for about 5 minutes. They're on the back. On the back, not in the side. On the back. So I'm back. I just finished applying lashes, and I didn't even apply the same ones that I showed you guys in the thing that I was waiting for 5 minutes. I just applied the lashes, applied some lipstick, lip gloss. Alright, so I love the Chocolates palette. I actually really like it a lot better than the Sienna's palette. For some reason, I'm thinking that the Sienna's palette wasn't the best when applied because of the brush that I applied it with. I feel like I need to try it again, but with my brushes instead. So let me know down below which palette you enjoyed the most. Are you guys gonna pick up Profusion's 2018 summer collection? Do you already own a lot of Profusion palettes? Did you love the holiday palettes like I did? I love the holiday palettes. So let me know in the comments down below. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review slash demo slash like all of this into one video, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.